Good morning, students. Welcome to my channel. Today we will be discussing a new chapter under marginal costing, that is accept an order or reject. As you have been watching last 3-4 days, this is what are the important areas under marginal costing. So this marginal costing, as you know, is an important tool in the hands of management for decision making. So just like that, as you have discussed, that is pricing decision, how to fix the price under different circumstances. We have discussed this make or buy decisions. This is another decision, accept an order or reject. See, these situations, why so important and under what circumstances it is being done, that background we have to understand first. So, which situation these things will happen? Suppose you are working with some capacity to your local market or in your own country market, and at the same time you got an order to execute an export order. If you accept that export order, your internal market supply may not be possible. So in such situations, what you have to do? Either you can accept the order or reject it. In case you, on the other hand, if you accept the export order, you will be losing your local market. So you cannot go both of these things. Suppose if you don't go for export order, what will happen? See, market, nobody will stand still. If you don't accept, somebody will accept that export order. So in such situations, what are the options before you? You are to see that whether both local market as well as the international market, that is export order, can be executed or not. So this is the situations what we are discussing. Company offered a special order for one of its product at a price lower than its customer selling price. You see, whatever the offer you have been given for some special order where you're at a lower price than customer selling price, whatever you have been regularly selling, it will be lower than that. Next situation, which situation? When business is operating at something lower than its normal value. You have been operating at lower than normal value. Such special order can prove attractive. That special order, it may be attractive to you on the effect of incremental revenues and cost and overall profits of the business. You see, whatever decisions you take for the interest of your organizations, ultimately it will more value addition as well as increase your profit to your organization. So that options you have to choose. Suppose you do have 3 routes before you, any corner or any junction point. So you can go A route, B route or C route. So before taking a route or selection of a thing, you have to lot many exercise have to do. So that means you have to do that your incremental revenue and costs. Ultimately, net revenue, net profit is increasing or not. That is the main thing to know. In this case, what will happen? Differential cost system provides a useful means for appraising the economic benefits such an opportunity. You see that? This is an opportunity, you got an export order. Tomorrow you may get or may not get it. So rejection is one thing. You can state to reject it. Okay, sir, it is not possible for me. I am rejecting it. But that is not a good decision or valid decisions from your organization side. So today you got an offer for export order. Tomorrow whether you will be getting that order or not, you do not know. So what will happen? In such circumstances, you will have to judiciously decide whether your export order will be beneficial to you or not. So this is the background for these cases. So to explain the background of these cases, we will be discussing with an example. A company currently operating at 80% capacity. You see that? It is being operating below its capacity. Profitability particulars are as follows. Its sales is 12,80,000. Direct materials is 4 lakhs. Direct labor is 1,60,000. Variable overhead 80,000. Fixed overhead your 5,20,000. Total cost comes to your 11,60,000. Profit is 1,20,000. You see, this is your present situation in your inland, local, within the country, your domestic supply. This is the thing. Now what we have been discussing, an export order received that would utilize half the company, half the capacity of the factory. That means if you execute the order, 50% capacity will be required for that export order. You see that your local market is 80%, your domestic market. If you execute the export order, your state of 50% capacity will go. So you will be in hand only 30% for your local market. So you will be losing there 50% in case you take the export order. The order is either to be taken in full and executed at 10% below the normal domestic prices or rejected totally. Another one important condition is there. You see that you cannot make a compromise with that export order. Say your capacity is 80%. It needs their 50% capacity is required for export order. You cannot tell them, sir, I will be giving you my 30% or 40%. Sir, you can take some portions from some other person. No. You have to execute in total. At the same time, you have to 10% below the normal domestic prices. See, once your total capacity or total sales volume increases, you have to compromise 10% below the normal domestic prices in case you execute the order. So in such situations, we have to capacity wise differential cost benefit analysis. You have to make it before taking any decisions. What is that? We see that we will be some other informations we have been given before us that we are placing before you before taking these things. See, after that domestic 10% below the export order part discussions, they have been telling that the alternatives available to the management are given below. What are those? Number one options: reject the order, and continue with the domestic sales only as at present. So for that nothing is new. You can stay to reject the order, and you should be happy with continuing with your domestic order. So there is no problem for that 80% capacity whatever you have been doing. Second alternative is there: accept the order, split capacity equally between overseas and domestic sales, and turn away excess domestic demand. See what the point they have told: accept the order, split the capacity equally between overseas and domestic sales, and turn away excess domestic demand. See, if you take both the market, accept the export order and maintain the present domestic sales by, what is the by? Number one, you can be buying an equipment that will increase capacity by 10% and fixed cost by rupees 40,000 and another options are there: 40,000 and B, work overtime at 1.5 the normal rate to meet balance required capacity. Then what you have to do? Prepare a comparative statement of profitability and suggest the best. You see, now what you are to do in order to take the export order as well as your domestic order. You see, in your domestic market, you have been utilizing your 80% capacity, plus for your export order you are to take your, that you have been told, no, 50% of the capacity, existing capacity. So your 130% capacity required to execute both domestic order as well as the export order. So how 130% to 100% above that capacity is not possible unless and until you do infrastructure change. That means new machinery they have added. So for that purpose it is possible to increase the capacity. Now we have to make a solution for this problem. So how to solve the problem? So what we have to do, comparative profit statement, rather comparative cost and expense statement, in order to make a comparative profit at different levels of capacity utilizations, only for executing your domestic market vis-a-vis in case you accept the export order and execute both domestic order as well as the export order. So how these things are? You see, statement showing computation of comparative profit at different alternatives. What are those things? This is particulars. Next, your 80% capacity, 100% capacity, then your 130% capacity. So you understand that why we have taken 130%, 80% plus 50%. This 130% both export and your domestic supply can be possible. So now we start with your sales. Sales, your domestic market at 80% capacity level, you start with that 12,80,000. Then your 100% capacity, you are to calculate what we have to do these figures, and 130% you have to do these figures. How these figures will come? You see, in case of 100%, what you have to do? You are to do this way. Your figure will come 12,80,000 by 80% into 50 plus 12,80,000 by 80% into half into 90%. You see why we have taken 90% here? See, this is the 250% level we are taking, that is for 100% level. And 90% why we are taking? If you execute other than your this thing, your 10% cost reductions will be there. If you solve this thing, this figure will come your 8 lakhs. This portion, if you solve it, this will be 8 lakhs plus this will be 8 lakhs into 90%. This is 7,20,000. You see that? Very simple solve. 80% means 80 by 100, that is by 5 by 4, that means 5 by 8. So 8 multiply, solve, this will come. Similarly, this will be that. Out of that 8 lakhs, 90% is 7,20,000. So this stage, we are taking these figures. Your 100% capacity level, 8 lakhs plus 7,20,000. So we are making an asterisk. So calculations what we have given. Similar way, 130% when you will go, what way your calculations will be there? You see, here we can make 2 asterisk. What is that figure? 12,80,000. 12,80,000 your base figure plus 12,80,000 by 80% into 50% of that half into 90%. You see that same concept? What, this is a value, no? So you are to 10% reduction of that, you are below your rate. So that case it will be 90%. So this is 12,80,000 and these portions all will be your, as it is your earlier cases, 7,20,000. So if you write this figure, what will happen? You see, these cases, this figure will come 12,80,000 plus 7,20,000. Right? So this is your sales. So that means sales figure comes 12,80,000, 15,20,000, 20 lakhs. Okay. So from there we have to deduct what are your variable costs, your material, your base rate we have given your 4 lakhs. So as it is variable a proportionate, it will increase 20%, 5 lakhs. This will be your 6,50,000. This is proportionately variable based upon your volume of operation changes. Direct material, how much? 1,60,000 as you have given in your existing domestic product, and you increase proportionate your capacity utilization basis 1,60,000 to become with 100% capacity level 2 lakhs, and your 130% 2,60,000, right? Next comes your variable overhead. Variable overhead also we have given here 80,000. Your 80% capacity level, this would become 1 lakh for your 100%, and this would become your 1,30,000 for your 130% capacity. Now here one thing they have given, earlier we have written one places, for this executing these cases they will have to increase the rate for work overtime at 1.5 the normal rate to meet the balance required capacity. That means your that overtime premium will be your 20,000. So in such cases your total cost will be this 6,40,000, 8 lakhs, and 10,60,000. 10,60,000. So you see that your total 80% level total cost 6,40,000, this like 8 lakhs and 10,60,000. Since space is not available here, we will be taking to the front for this case. Your this total cost we have given, then we will be seeing the contribution. So as you know that sales minus total cost equal to your these things, sales minus rather variable costs. Contribution 6,40,000 and 7,20,000 and your 9,40,000. You see that how we got that thing 6,40,000? This is 12,80,000 your sales minus your total variable cost your 6,40,000, and here also your total sales your 15,20,000 minus your total variable cost your 8 lakhs. So it is your coming 7,20,000, and last one your 20 lakhs your sales and your variable costs were 10,60,000. This is 9,40,000. So this is the contribution, sales minus variable cost, right? From there you have to deduct the fixed costs. So what were your fixed costs? You see that existing domestic product cases, your fixed cost were 5,20,000. So here also 5,20,000 will be there, right? And when you are taking that 130%, you have given some of your problem cases, your fixed cost will increase by 40,000. So your 5,20,000 plus 40,000 will be your 5,60,000. So how these things is coming? 5,20,000 plus 40,000. You see, when you are increasing the capacity, your fixed cost is getting increased. So now your net profit comes. Net profit comes 1,20,000, 2 lakh, and 3,80,000. 3,80,000. You see, now we have to come to a conclusion. If you could restrict with your domestic product, your profit could have been restricted to 1,20,000 only. But with little analysis and little exercise, and that means your some internal calculations, additional cost benefit analysis, your profit increases from 1,20,000 to 3,80,000. So definitely your with executing your domestic order, your foreign order acceptance, that means foreign order acceptance will be beneficial to you. Thereby we can conclude that from the above computations we find that the profit is more at alternative 3, that is accept the foreign order fully and maintaining the present domestic sales. You see, if you could your own setup 100% capacity utilization, you make it 50%, you reducing, compromising your 30% your domestic order and your export order 50% you are making, there also your profit could have been less. So under these situations, you are neither accepting only your domestic order, nor you are compromising with your domestic order, accepting the export order, and finally you are executing the domestic order 100% vis-a-vis your 100% of your export order, and ultimately your profit gone up from 1,20,000 to 3,80,000. So how much you are beneficial to your organization? That is 2,60,000. If you go to second options, your profit increase will be restricted only 80,000. So little exercise, it will give the benefit to you. So this is the benefit for your this only overview benefit. But you have to consider that when you are accepting and execute the consent of both the things, what will happen? In such circumstances, you are not compromising with your local market, then future growth chances also will be there. And at the same time, when you are a new offer you are accepting, in case your quality permits, and future also foreign orders chances will be there. So this way your multiplying or value additions in future of your marketing trend is there. So you see very carefully this marginal costing decision part, you can see your immediate benefit. This is more than 2,60,000. Your total profit or benefit is not restricted with that 2,60,000 only. It may increase in your multi-dimensional angle. Either your this own domestic capacity may increase, you may get the more foreign orders. Once this exercise you will be doing, you can do for more of your additional capacity. But it is not like that it is an indefinite period will go. So you have to restrict after certain stage where your total profit is reducing. In that situation you have to stop it. So that is the unique thing of marginal costing. As you have been discussing in our regular course of action, this marginal costing technique is such an important chapter. Lot many decisions management can take. So that's why a major portions of your professional courses and undergraduate course and postgraduate courses also, they have given 30% weightage of this management accounting subject for this marginal costing only. So this will give a overall and in depth idea about your management accounting and cost accounting, so that any type of decisions your mindset will change. So that is the thing you have to understand for that. So last so many classes we have discussed in different areas. If you again want to recapitulate it, all those links have been given in the description box. You can see it, and we'll be making some other areas of videos for your these other areas of costing and management accounting, as well as financial management and other subjects also in my future lectures. So before concluding it, I'll request once again, please do subscribe to my channel and share to your friends and your well-wishers, so that what will happen in future, whether when any new video will come, definitely link will come to you directly, and you can see that, because lot many new videos are expecting, and it will be your beneficial for faster understanding to read the subject. Definitely you will have to read from the books only, but your understanding basics will be clear from those video lectures. So we are concluding the video of this lecture today. Hope for a new video in the coming days.